Hello there, and welcome to Force 13's live updates. My name's Nathan Foy, and we're talking about the double typhoon threat that's going on in the Western Pacific at the moment, along with everything else that is current in the world of tropics, including Tropical Storm Linfa, located near the Philippines, and Invest 95E, which has a high chance of development in the next 5 days into a tropical storm in the East Pacific, which is what we'll be watching as well. We're joined by several people this morning or this evening, wherever you are around the world. Daniel, first of all, hello, how do you do?
Hello, I'm fine.
Hi. Michael's also joining us this evening. I don't know.
Hello.
Yes, there you are. Are you planning to be with us for long? Because I know it's a bit late there, isn't it?
Wait, what time does this live stream finish?
It's going on for an hour, so I finish at midnight local time here.
Just if I avoid the police, also known as my mum, then yes.
We're also joined by John. Hi, John. How are you doing? We don't have his audio at the moment. He's on the case, I think. Yeah, we could hear you at the very start. Oh. We could hear John at the very start, but we can't hear him at the moment, unfortunately. Hopefully we can get that fixed. We did have you at the start, John. Keep trying. And somewhere we also have Liam as well, but I'm not sure whether he is going to be talking or not. He's free to, though, at any point during the show, as is anyone else on YouTube as well who is watching right now. Send us a message on the YouTube page for any questions or comments or whatever you want to say, and I'll read it if necessary, if a comment is deemed required, or just the attention of that thing. We may also do a bit of Guess the Storm later on if Michael wants to, but that's his choice. But let's take a look at every storm that we currently have active around the world. Let's take a look. So here we have Tropical Storm, or actually the Typhoon Chan-Hom, which has winds of 75 miles per hour and a pressure of 974 millibars at the latest update. That's as of a few hours ago. Yeah, that's the latest image. You can just about see its eye. A ragged eye, if anything.
Yeah, I'm there.
Who's that?
My second computer.
Oh.
Because
can you guys hear my audio?
Webcams. Who's saying that? Sorry.
It's just me, John. I'm just switching my computer.
Yes, welcome back. That's remarkable. John has two webcams.
Yeah, I'm just using my other computer. I was just trying to use my good computer, but unfortunately it wasn't cooperating. More like the family computer, so yeah.
Well, things can't always go.
Okay, Mike, can you hear me, guys?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear both of you.
Oh, shoot.
Sorry about that.
I'm multitasking. I'm talking to my friend Green Lightning X7 and you guys at the same time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I'm going to add him to this call.
Try your best with the multitasking there.
Do I have any camera problems?
No problems at all, John. You're fine.
All right.
Can you see me?
I have no visual on Liam.
Or do I have my do I have my camera off or on?
It is currently off. But let me just explain what other storms we have active at this time. Okay,
Wait,
Michael.
hold on.
Tropical Storm Linfa is weakening pretty quickly at this time. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna cue the satellite.
Did you say it was on?
It is off.
Not you, Blake. Did you say it was on?
Off at the moment. Jeez.
Multitasking is hard.
Yeah, tell me about it. Linfa is weakening, barely a tropical storm now, probably no warnings in effect. I've not actually checked, but I imagine there aren't any real warnings in effect. And of course, we have the developing story, which is Typhoon Nangka in the Western Pacific as well, located far to the north of the Micronesian Islands, far to the east of the Mariana Islands. Winds now 100 miles per hour, Category 2. 959 millibars, and we have Invest 96E in the Eastern Pacific, which could develop into a storm in the next few days as it moves towards the west. This area here, 60% chance in the next 48 hours, 90% in the next 5 days. And two other disturbances that are not labeled in the Central Pacific, both with 10% chance in the next few days. John, what do you think about all this?
This is quite. This is a lot. I mean, it's now getting active in the Pacific. I mean, we had an interesting start to the season with a couple Category 4s, but well, it's getting more active in the Pacific due to El Nino, and Atlantic is quiet.
Do you think it'll be quiet for a long time?
The Atlantic, I don't know. Anything could pop up. We had both Tropical Storm Anna, which was an early off-season storm in early May, and then we had Bill not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. However, I'm looking in the Atlantic, and all I'm seeing is just some activity, but I'm not seeing anything that could turn into a tropical cyclone in the next 48 hours.
As Devon would call it, a complete cyclone graveyard there at the moment.
Yep, that's a good phrase.
Yeah, so here's the forecast graphics. First of all, for Chan-Hom, you can see it's expected to move towards the northwest and affect the southernmost Japanese islands, possibly as a super typhoon, which of course is winds of 150 miles per hour or higher, and then make landfall in China as just about a major typhoon perhaps, and then moving inland, weakening, and then it'll be gone about 6 days. That's if that goes to plan. It may change yet, but we'll see. Forecast track for Nangka, you can see it's expected to move towards the northwest and also become a Category 4 storm near the northern Mariana Islands, probably passing harmlessly to the north of the inhabited islands at least, and then off towards the Ogasawara Islands of Japan. And what's left of Linfa, they're still predicting intensification despite its weakening trend, possibly back up to 60 miles per hour. Certainly good conditions around the storm, warm waters and all that.
So
And curving around Taiwan and then making landfall also in China.
So it's gonna turn into a moderately strong tropical storm.
Yeah, despite the weakening we've already seen. So we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a question.
Yeah, go ahead with your question, Daniel.
How long do you expect each storm will last?
How long what?
How long do you expect each storm will last?
The ones we're tracking right now?
Yes.
Yep. Well, Linfa, well, you can see there at the JTWC predicts only 3 days.
Oh.
That's probably about right. Nangka will go on for quite some time, maybe about 10, 11 days. And Chan-Hom probably for about 6 days.
Alright.
Unless, I know I saw yesterday, on yesterday's show, some of the models predicting something entirely different for Chan-Hom. We'll investigate shortly and see whether that's changed at all.
Okay.
I'm just looking.
Let me also report what the warnings are in effect from Nangka at this time. There is a typhoon watch in effect for Agrihan, Pagan, and Alamagan Islands. I think they're all on the Mariana Islands chain there, if I'm not mistaken. Certainly the latter two are. So typhoon watch in effect for those areas. The whole region has been under constant watches or warnings for quite some time, Chan-Hom and Nangka. And that's probably going to continue.
It's that.
What are you laughing at?
It's that El Nino year putting up the activity, making it go up more.
Well, we've seen, what is it, 6 Category 5s already, well above average for that, and for very strong storms this year. Do you think that might be anything to do with that, or something different?
It could be the high sea surface temperatures from the El Nino. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know everything, but I'm just saying I don't know everything, but I'm thinking it's probably something to do with both the high sea surface temperatures and a low wind shear.
Yeah. Well, hold on a moment. Let's see if I can find my wind shear map.
That's a lot of tabs.
Oh, don't. This is only
You were
one.
right.
This is only one window. There's another window with even more tabs on it. You just don't want to know. I'm trying to get the West models to load. But what's going on?
Oh no. Well, he crashed as you called it.
What's giving you the giggles?
Oh no, the windows.
That's my job.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over. Could hear us.
Okay, give me a second.
You look like you need more than a second. Here's the shear map in the West Pacific right now. The two typhoons there, located in pretty good shear
Yeah.
environments, decreasing around Chan-Hom. Ahead of it, that's looking pretty damn good actually. Same too for Linfa, at least for a short time. And then with Nangka down here, it's not looking too great, at least not yet. That could change.
Yeah, that could definitely change.
Those interested in the East Pacific, where that invest is right now, it's located somewhere around here, I think. It's
I'm
marginal at best.
Let me find it.
Probably not very conducive, I'd say.
It's to the southwest of southeast of Hawaii. Sorry, southeast.
Yeah, it's quite a broad area though, southeast of Hawaii.
Hmm.
I think
I'm
it's
just-
one of these two little slots here, possibly this
Yeah.
one. But
Yeah.
wind shear is a bit of a minefield there. Not looking great.
Yeah, it's looking crazy on a satellite. I'm just looking at a satellite on a different window on my computer.
The Atlantic, as Devon pointed out yesterday, two slots either side of Florida at this time, which are looking pretty good in terms of wind shear, these blue areas. But apart from that, it's, pretty much a graveyard.
Yeah, there's lots of shear over the Caribbean, as I pretty much noticed from the map. Probably the reddish colors means high amount of shear, I'm guessing.
That's right, yeah. I mean, this area here where it's sort of getting towards lighter red, that's 70 plus knots of wind shear, 70.
Yeah, that's mainly the main point where most tropical storms usually form or strengthen. So that's meaning that it's again a cyclone graveyard.
Dead zone.
Yep.
There we are. Daniel, anything to say on the matter?
No.
Or
I think
anyone
it
else?
looks. I think it looks like we might be dead.
We're dead?
Yeah, I think
Minnesota looks pretty bad. Of all places, Minnesota.
In what way? You mean on the map?
high amounts of shear over land, and you have a low pressure system. There could be severe weather. So
Yes, I can hear you, Mike.
that's what I'm thinking. Because usually you need a high amount of wind shear to create tornadoes. I think I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, let's
However,
Hold on a minute.
Atlantic, I predicted a slightly below average season, but I think my prediction's out of the ballpark.
see. All right.
I said slightly, not like what the National Hurricane Center said.
I'm gonna go, so just call me back after the video's done.
Sure thing. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
That was someone new. Just looking at National Weather Service for a little clarification on what the weather is across America at the moment. There is a tornado warning in effect for this small area here in Wisconsin.
Called it right, I guess.
Let me just load up what area that is. Also, the flood watches, another tornado warning here as well in northwestern Missouri. And severe thunderstorm watches, warnings in the area as well. But lots of flash flood watches around here as well.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rain there.
There has, and Bill didn't help.
Yeah, and I'm surprised the brown ocean effect didn't come into play.
It sort of did, didn't it?
It did? Oh, yeah, because it slowly weakened instead of rapidly weakened over Atlantic, like we expect for a tropical cyclone to
It
rapidly
maintained its
weaken.
intensity for a good time.
Yeah, so the brown ocean effect only worked about marginally.
Well, here's the thing. Do you think that the reason for that might have been because the land was so saturated that there was actually water for certain amounts of water for the storm to?
Yeah,
not
you're
weaken as
right. You
much?
got a point.
It's probably true. The tornado warning's in effect right now. Central Clay County in west central Missouri, northeastern Jackson County in the same area. Tornado warning for southeastern Shawano County and southwestern Clay County and west central Missouri as well. Oh, who has the dog?
Not mine.
Oh, it's me. I was going
Daniel's
to say
got it.
something. It's the
What-
neighbours.
Go on, what were you going to say?
I thought we used to do tornado tracking. How comes we don't do it anymore?
Well,
It was just a one-off thing, wasn't it?
we do a little bit on that. It's not our main focus. I mean,
That's
it's not
right.
mine anyway.
Yeah.
Don't know
Let's get
about
back.
you, John.
Let's get back to the typhoon stuff, right?
Well, Jasper wanted me to show a water vapor map of the Atlantic, but you've got the Pacific for now. We'll
Yeah,
get.
I don't mind.
But you can see the triple storms there, the twin typhoons as I call them, on the right-hand side, Chan-Hom and Nangka. Chan-Hom, the larger system there in terms of actual presence, I suppose, by quite a bit. But Nangka is the strongest storm, the one on the right, this one here, with its eye quite clearly showing in the centre. And there's Linfa,
Yeah.
which looks a lot stronger than its 40-mile-per-hour wind. But that's all it is at this point.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the satellite right now. And
It's
either
the
them.
North Atlantic, and well, it's pretty dry, really, isn't it, in comparison?
Yeah, so, yeah. Graveyard.
Enough said. Interesting little feature here, which could develop into something down the line.
Yeah, in the Pacific, not the Atlantic.
Yeah, the Pacific, the Atlantic, no real tropical waves. It's pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost August.
Oh, well, barely July so far.
Yeah.
There's the East Pacific, several systems. I mean, 96E looking better and better, isn't it?
Yeah, it is looking better and better.
Looking more like possible tropical depression soon. There's that other system. I think it was that one. It was giving 10%. If not that one down there, at least one of those were. And then you've got these two little things here as well, which look rather interesting, at least on this imagery.
Yeah.
We'll see. And you can also see those thunderstorms popping up over various parts of the US as well.
You're talking about Chan-Hom, right? The one in the middle? The typhoon in the middle?
Chan-Hom is the typhoon in the middle on the West Pacific, yeah.
I'm not seeing a really well-defined eye. There's no eye to speak of at all, to be honest. I'm looking at it.
Let's see if there's visible imagery of it yet. I think there should be. Certainly is of Nangka. There is an eye.
It's really hard to see.
First of all, there's Nangka starting to look better. I mean, it looks a little bit ragged for a Cat 2, but it is 100 miles per hour. And here is Chan-Hom. Yeah, you can definitely see that eye there, but
Yeah,
it's not very good looking.
It's not well defined at all.
Not very attractive.
It reminds me of a 2012 storm that had that type of eye, and I looked at the picture of it on the database. So yeah.
Which one would that be?
That was the E-name storm of the 2012 Atlantic hurricane season. Let me pull it up.
Being a bit cryptic, aren't you, Ernesto?
Yeah, Ernesto. Yes, that one didn't look too nice on satellite. When I took a picture of it, I mean, I could pull it up. Give me a second.
I remember tracking it. Force 13 did updates on Ernesto. We started our first ever updates in the 2012 season. Okay, if you've just joined us, let me recap what's going on around the tropics right now. Typhoon Chan-Hom has got winds of 75 miles per hour, Category 1, moving towards the northwest, far away now from the Mariana Islands, but is going to be a distant threat to Japan, China, and perhaps Taiwan. The track forecast shows it headed towards the west-northwest or northwest as a significant typhoon, which could peak as a super typhoon with winds of 150 miles per hour or higher, sustained, gusting possibly up to 185 miles per hour, according to the JTWC's latest forecast track, and that would be at its closest approach to the Miyako and Yaeyama Islands of the Japanese Ryukyu Islands there.
Yeah, is that 150 mile per hour 1 minute sustained or 10 minutes sustained?
That would be 1 minute.
So yeah, so it's a high-end Category 4.
That's on the forecast so far. Nangka, we already saw it before, but there's the image of it again, the latest visible, looking pretty good. Smaller as well, so I wonder whether it means that will intensify quicker. Certainly intensification on the cards again, Category 4 peak around here, near the northernmost Mariana Islands, where we already have typhoon watches in effect. and then expected to continue on to the Ogasawara Islands, Iwo and that area of Japan. So it could be hit on two fronts, and so could China, because Linfa is expected to affect China as a weak tropical storm as it moves inland in around 2 days.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Could there be a chance for rapid intensification on either of the two systems predicted to strengthen to Category 4? Is that
Yeah,
the-
well, it's the West Pacific. Anything goes.
Yeah, if you want to see rapid intensification, go to the West Pacific. Happens there the most.
All the time. Where am I trying to go? I'm trying to get this to load, actually. It failed before, but I'm not having much luck.
Hmm.
Let me try and get some models up for the Atlantic and East Pacific then, if I can. The CMC, first of all. Latest update on that. Let's see what happens. So we initialize with two little low pressure systems here in the East Pacific, and you can see what is 90. Is that 96? Hold on, let me go back. Oh no, it isn't. That's 96E there. And another disturbance in the East Pacific. CMC thinks it will become a tropical storm and head for Hawaii and brush it to the north. And then there's a hurricane in the East Pacific, south of Mexico. Actually forms pretty far south, you know.
Hmm.
And then moves north and disintegrates on the coast of Mexico.
Yeah.
No development in the Atlantic, except perhaps this tiny thing here, but I don't think that'll become anything.
Yeah.
Sure what you think.
Yeah, it's right in the Atlantic right now. Like you said before, it was a graveyard, and it's looking like on the models they're trying to keep it that way.
Would you like to see a storm this year over in, where are you?
Atlantic. I live on the East Coast.
Yes.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind.
Yes.
Yeah, the Atlantic's usually like an area uncommon for storms, isn't it? That's the area that forms the least amount, isn't it?
Well, no.
Oh,
Oh.
I presumed it was.
It's sort of
Because it's
middle of
been
the
referred
road,
to as a
really.
graveyard. And,
Well, it
yeah.
has been. It has
Which-
been recently. But if you were
Yeah.
around back in 04, 05, you wouldn't have been saying that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Atlantic was extremely active those 2 years.
Which area would you say is the most active out of all the Pacific,
Has to be the West
Atlantic?
Pacific.
Most
Yeah.
active out of the West Pacific? I don't know off the tip of my head.
Without any question, it has to be the West Pacific.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about what year. Never mind. The West Pacific, yeah, that's the least active out of anything, usually.
1 year in the Western Pacific had a record 39 storms form.
Oh
in
my
1
goodness,
year, which
that's
is
a lot.
it's remarkable. The next year, I think, had 35. Remarkable. Anyway, back to the ECMWF model, predicting, again, two systems. 96E appears to be the dominant one this time, developing into a tropical storm and headed for Hawaii. Both of them may actually survive as tropical cyclones. Hawaii doesn't actually see too much effects from that, but they pass right in between, on either side, rather. And then formation of a cyclone here on day 7, is it? Day 6. And then day 7, you see it becoming a significant storm, perhaps a hurricane, and then certainly blows up later on, possibly to become a major hurricane. Well, look at it go. By day 10, I mean, take it with a pinch of salt at that distance out, a really significant storm in the East Pacific, according to the European model. GFDL has the Invest 96E on its models as well, and actually predicting a tropical storm within 12 hours, apparently. Or at least tropical storm force winds. And it's back there again. And this system here as well, possibly tropical depression, but no effects on Hawaii by the looks of things, which is of course good news. Weak tropical storm all the way through, it seems. Oh, is that you, John?
What? Is the phone ringing?
There must be some sort of phone somewhere.
Yeah, give me a second.
John's going to go and answer his phone. We'll take a look at the GFS model whilst he does that. Again, you can see the storms here. 96E is the one
Ignore
that
it.
develops and moves towards the west-northwest towards Hawaii. Does it strike Hawaii? Not quite, just moving to the north and weakening as it passes. And then again, formation of another storm and a significant storm in the Eastern Pacific. I think they've all said it so far, haven't they?
Yeah. It seems we're going to have a very strong storm in the East Pacific soon. Is what the models are saying.
HWRF has started forecasting the typhoons, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But first of all, let's take a look at what it says on the Invest 96E. Yeah, usually a more aggressive model predicting 50 miles per hour, maybe more, maybe not. Moving towards Hawaii once more, and then weakening, fizzling out long before it arrives. And then you can see that Central Pacific storm as well, becoming a tropical storm as it heads towards the international date line. So that would be a Central Pacific storm there. What it says on Nangka, probably not going to be much interest to see on Linfa, but you can see it on here anyway. But looking at Nangka in particular, predicting 104 knots, 112, 106. So 112 knots at its peak there, which is nearly Category 4, and then possibly a second period of intensification. Certainly. Oh yes, there it is. 118 there, so that's Category 4. Oh, 119 there as well. 123 now, as time goes on here. 127. That's high end, getting towards high end Category 4. And whilst you were looking at that, you can also see how much of a monster Chan-Hom becomes as well. And you can also see Linfa brushing the coast of Taiwan as a tropical storm and then making landfall in China. And you can see Chan-Hom barreling through those Japanese islands and then onto China, where it makes landfall possibly as the major typhoon.
So this could be a 1-2 punch.
Well, for the region as a whole, I suppose, but no one location will see two storms, I don't think.
Yeah, but I was just saying for the region in general.
Yeah. And for some reason, I don't think it did a forecast on Chan-Hom, did it? Oh, yes, it did. Sorry, I missed that. Let's see what it says on Chan-Hom. Yep, intensification, 123 knots, 137. That's nearly Category 5. How far is that? 906 millibars as well. Very strong. That's in 45 hours, so just less than 2 days. HWRF predicts a Cat 4, nearly Cat 5, and then it does become a Cat 5. And then never quite reaches those heights again and weakens substantially before finally making landfall in China as a barely as a typhoon, and almost moves right over Shanghai as well. Very interesting, but that is an aggressive model as they go, so take that one with a pinch of salt. Any questions for us during this show, let us know. On the YouTube page right now, you can send us a message, or you can send us a message on our social pages, Force 13 on Facebook and Twitter.
I've got a question.
Yeah, hit us.
Where's Michael?
I was going to ask the same thing, actually. Where is Michael?
Where's it?
For all we
think
know,
he's
he
gone to
might have fallen asleep. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's a good job he turned his microphone off, because we'd hear him snoring. Let me just verify that no warnings are in effect for the Philippines anymore. There it is. Oh yes, warnings are still in effect for the northwestern part of Luzon still. I'm surprised by that, actually, but I expect they will be lifted very soon because it's barely in the Philippine area of responsibility now, by the looks of things. Of course, the Philippine name is Igay, and it also predicts movement towards the north and then northwest, landfall in China as well. We'll come back to that in a moment, but John, is there anything you'd like to mention?
Nothing of note.
What I'm trying to find at the moment is possible reports on how the Philippines has fared with that storm. Ah, here we are. Let's see what this says. I think because sometimes you can see what effects the storm has had. It's not those actually. It's the sit reps, isn't it? No reported casualties as of 6th of July at 6 p.m.
None. Yay! No casualties.
That's
That's great.
4 landslide incidents, 15
Aw.
flooding incidents. The reported flooding in Puerto Princesa, Palawan has subsided as of the 5th. 3,110 families were affected. 2,227 families were in evacuation centers. And then there's all this information. 16 roads are closed. 2 bridges are closed. Power outages mostly restored. And I think that's pretty much all. There's loads of information on here about the preparedness actions that they take, but nothing that really concerns us in particular. So, no fatalities apparently. Pretty surprised actually, but obviously that's good news.
It is great. Sorry, it is great news.
And let's take a look now at some floater imagery in just a moment. Daniel, first of all, is there anything you'd like to rant about? You quite often have a rant to tell us about.
No, not really.
Oh,
Not today.
You disappoint me.
You could name something, I could think of something to rant about it.
What were you talking about in the tent?
The 10.
No one knows what we're talking about at this point.
It was about college, I think.
Were you ranting about college? You
Yeah,
ranted about everything.
Not everything.
Yes, everything.
Yeah, I was ranting about the fact they moved us to a different campus.
And
To
you
a
get
different
angry.
campus.
You get angry very easily as well.
I don't get angry, I just get
Yes, you
frustrated.
do. No, angry.
No. You won't see me when I'm angry.
Oh, no thanks. I'll pass on that.
Yes. Good.
Which one is that?
Okay, here's some satellite imagery on Nangka at this time. You can see the eye certainly becoming more defined, I'd say. It's difficult to tell frame by frame.
Looking a lot better on satellite now.
Well, the eye wall is certainly wrapped around. You can see it was in the process just before the end of the night there. Daylight filtering over from the right-hand side. It is a fairly small storm, a bit bare on the left-hand side. Must be either something to do with Chan-Hom or a little bit of dry air or something to that effect. Here is Chan-Hom, by the way. Daylight just about reaching it. And again, we're looking at that eye, very, well, barely an eye really at the moment, but certainly on its way.
Oh, speaking of Chan-Hom, I got that picture of Ernesto I wanted to compare it to, so give me a second. I need to find a screen share first. Oh, there we go.
Here's also Invest 96E, which, believe it or not, has a 90% chance in the next 5 days, and I think it is 60% in the next 48 hours, but doesn't look particularly impressive yet, but we'll see. That's 96E in the Eastern Pacific.
I have the picture. I have the picture up now. That was Ernesto from 2012.
Yes.
You can probably tell it's a little bit similar in terms the eye is not very visible on this picture.
Right at its landfall.
Yeah.
And I remember tracking that.
Did you even find did you even find a ragged eye while you were tracking that? I was wondering.
I can't even remember, to be honest. I think there was. Made landfall category 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, wasn't that bad. I'm just gonna get out of green screen share now.
Oh, okay. You didn't want to see that mirror. Okay. Well, time to take a look at something we haven't shown you yet, which is the sea surface temperatures, which I'll load up now. Hey, another tab in my collection. Sea surface temperatures. The East Pacific, first of all. Well, let's take a look there. The Central Pacific, fairly warm, up to around all the way up to 30 degrees nearly, actually. 26-degree waters extending north of Hawaii, so certainly looking good. Where that invest is right now, I think it's a bit further down here, isn't it, somewhere? What longitude are we looking at there? Oh, it doesn't say.
Between
Around
10
here,
and the
though.
equator.
We
Between
have,
10 and
yeah, we have the invest and water temperatures around 28, 29 Celsius. In the East Pacific, I mean, it certainly is a hotbed along the coast of Mexico. If a storm finds itself there, it's going to have a field day.
yeah, the Atlantic is getting up there.
Also, yes, 30-degree waters in the Gulf of Mexico, just about 32 possibly off the coast of Florida, unless it's the other way and it's 28, but I think it is might be 32 there.
However, if we didn't see the the wind shear maps or the water vapor imagery, then that would be fool's gold.
Yes, indeed. And you can see this area here as well, looking pretty good. The Western Atlantic, the Gulf Stream also looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Waters extending all the way up here, 26 degrees sporadically at the same latitude as New Jersey.
Yeah.
Looking further down, you can see this big area here of cooler waters, less than 26 degrees, which is, well, certainly not conducive for a Cape Verde storm, is it?
Not really at all, unless it says itself, but I don't know.
I mean, it's remarkable to think that the waters off the coast of Saharan Africa are almost at 20 degrees Celsius, which is the same as, well, way up here in northern France almost.
Well, it's probably, again, well, like we said, it's warmer in the Pacific. It's probably cooler in the Atlantic.
Indian Ocean is a rather interesting blend as well. A really cool pocket off the coast of Somalia, but very warm indeed in the area of, it does have a name, but the area off the Arabian Peninsula might be the, oh, what is its name? But 32, possibly even 34-degree Celsius waters, which is something pretty rare. The Indian Ocean itself, fairly warm, around 28 to 30 degrees Celsius. Bay of Bengal looking better than the Arabian Sea. Into the West Pacific, cool area around Palawan in the Philippines. But where Linfa is right now, very warm indeed, 30 degrees. Can't see any reason for Linfa not intensifying because of that and low wind shear values. Chan-Hom is in a good environment as well as it heads towards the northwest, 30-degree temperatures all the way to pretty much the area where you saw it significantly weaken on the HWRF model. And around Shanghai, that area, 22-degree temperature waters, very cold. Nangka is over here somewhere around 28 degrees Celsius, where it is right now, looking good for the future too.
Anything above 25 is good for development.
Yep, and that's the SSTs. Cool in the southern hemisphere now.
It's winter.
Well, we had Raquel a few days ago. Did you see that?
No, I wasn't paying attention to the south.
Oh dear.
I was taking like 2 or 3 weeks off school for my brain can just decompress from all this school. Yeah.
Hey, don't blame you at all. Here we are.
You get back on things.
Yeah. So we're back with the visible imagery. That's 95E. Let's take you to the other storms. Nangka and Chan-Hom are the ones we're really looking at this time. Actually, if I could just throw it back to John's screen for a moment whilst I load up the Imawari imagery. Just look at John's pretty face for a moment.
Oh, hi.
Hopefully it's on here somewhere. Ah, this is what Jason quite often loads on his screen shares. And I think the visible imagery will load in just a tick. Yes, first visibles of the West Pacific storms in an unrivaled good quality. So just take a time to load. Daniel, what are you giggling at?
Nothing.
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 As always, it's always nothing.
Bunch of nothing.
So, I mean, just take a time to load. Bear with me.
Good quality. Just be patient for it.
It's worth it though. It's good quality. That's
Worth
the
it, all right.
There's the latest visible on Nangka. I can see the eye really starting to look better there.
Yeah, I'm also noticing some thunderstorm activity near the eye as well. There's out the visual.
If we go back in time, it's what's really good about this as well is that it's 10-minute imagery.
That's even better.
Imagery taken every 10 minutes. Often you see only every half hour or every 1 hour. So now that I've loaded a few frames going back, we can play a little loop where you can see the progression of the eye there in those 4 frames. Looking better? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Moving over westward towards Chan-Hom, let's take a look at that. Much bigger. And the eye clearly visible as well, but even though it is clearly visible, it's certainly not very well defined.
Mm-hmm.
And further west still, day has just about risen over Linfa, though you can't really see much of that yet. Pretty soon you will be able to.
Hang tight.
West Pacific. Looking further south in the South Pacific, don't know whether there's anything left of Raquel. Yeah, there's still a few thunderstorms associated with it.
Just gotta wait for it to load.
Not far from Vanuatu, actually. But it won't be another PAM. It's just a bunch of thunderstorms now, really. But I'm not sure what the situation is on Vanuatu these days. But I'm sure tropical thunderstorms aren't really welcome. There's this system here. Also rather interesting. That's not 96E. That is a system in the Central Pacific. I'm trying to find Hawaii. Might that be Hawaii there?
I don't know.
There is a. Where's the? Is that? Yes, there it is. Yes, I was right. There's Hawaii. So yes, it's a system here. That's looking actually quite interesting. I'm surprised that's not been labelled as an invest yet. But I would say that could develop into a storm soon too.
Looks like they're falling asleep on the job.
Sorry?
Looks like they're falling asleep on the job.
Well, possibly. It might have been designated already, just that I'm oblivious to it. You can also see a little bit of the Indian Ocean from here too. A few little disturbances, nothing likely to become a tropical storm. Models aren't saying a thing. It's all in the Pacific at this time.
Yep.
Look how disturbed it's all looking to the north as well. All that cloud cover.
It's a large extratropical system up there.
Yes, Devon was pretty interested by that on yesterday's show too.
Yeah, that could hit the west coast sooner or later.
Well, it was moving northwest away from.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna hit Canada. I don't know.
Me neither. I'm not used to tracking storms up there, but there you go.
Neither am I.
Yes. Let's try one more time to get Michael on here. Michael, are you still here?
He's muted.
Yeah, we know he's muted, but he might just be listening and ready to unmute at any time and spring himself upon us. But I reckon he's asleep.
Probably.
He'll come on here in about an hour's time when everyone else has gone, and just notices, oh, I fell asleep.
Foolish.
Very foolish indeed. Let's. Pardon me, sounding a bit weird. Let's tell you what happened on this day in the world of storms, since there's nothing really else to cover at the moment. In the Atlantic, in 1973, Tropical Storm Alice made landfall in Newfoundland. In 1978, Tropical Storm Emilia formed in the East Pacific. Carlotta dissipated in 1982. Douglas dissipated 2 years later. Feifar dissipated in 1985 also. Everything's dissipating. Tropical Storm Fausto in 1990 formed in the East Pacific. Dolores also formed in 2003. That's the next name in the Eastern Pacific this year too. Dora dissipated in 2005. And Blanca formed in 2009, so we're ahead of 2009 at least, because we had Blanca already. In the West Pacific, Typhoon Utor, made landfall in China in 2001 as a Category 1 typhoon, causing 197 fatalities, that's quite a lot, and $300 million in damages. Ramason the next year dissipated over North Korea.
Hang on a second.
1.
No, not very funny. I'm trying to see if something happens today too. Give me a second. I gotta find something. You continue on your speech or whatever.
Well, I don't have a speech, to be honest. Just it's an interesting world to look at. And tiny storm near the international date line there.
What's today? Today is the 6th, right?
Yeah, we're still in the 6th for 15 minutes here in the UK, but over there.
Maybe let's see what happened today. I think I might find something. Give me a second.
What were you looking for?
I was looking at on July 6th. It looks like I was looking at Hurricane Arthur of last year. It was already extratropical already. I thought it turned extratropical today or last year or something. I don't know.
Ah, well, I don't think it has 2014 on that.
Yeah, I'm just
spread out.
Yeah. However, that was a 4th of July surprise last year.
Yes, indeed.
Ruined my 4th of July. I had to stay inside.
Ruined? Oh, poor you.
Nah, I wasn't mad because it's a hurricane. You don't get them that often up here.
Yes, indeed.
All we got was grays, to be honest.
Yes, you're in the same area as quite a few people on our team, actually.
Devin's in State College, Pennsylvania. Where's Devin again? Pennsylvania?
Near Scranton, I think.
Oh, Pennsylvania, yeah.
Hmm.
And I live near I live not too far out of Boston.
Yes, okay. Excellent. I might have flown over your place last year. I think it was a bit further south, actually. We flew over Long Island.
Yeah.
It's nice and sunny. Anyway, we're just reminiscing here, whatever.
Yeah,
Typhoon Nangka is the one you're looking at right now. Let me reiterate what the warnings are in effect for that storm, because we do have warnings for that storm. And it's a typhoon watch, currently in effect for Agrihan, I'm not sure about how that's pronounced, Pagan and Alamagan Islands. I know the last two are on the Mariana chain. I'm not sure about the first one. But I suspect it might be. If you've not seen the track maps yet, here they are, the latest track maps from the JTWC, predicting Chan-Hom to become a super typhoon in the next 5 days, reaching a peak wind speed expected 150 miles per hour, but some models are calling for a Cat 5. And I think if either storm is going to do it, it's going to be Chan-Hom. But Nangka does have a chance also, expected to become a Category 4, with winds of 130 miles per hour. The HWRF was predicting 148 miles per hour, I think it was. Nearly super typhoon for that too. Linfa has weakened significantly, barely a tropical storm at this point, but JTWC are optimistic and predict significant strengthening in the next 24 to 48 hours to 65 miles per hour. Taiwan might want to watch out just in case. 10 minutes left of our show here before we go off air. I think we've discussed most things.
Did you say you're going to throw in a guess a storm thingy or something?
Well, Michael would have been, but Michael's not here.
So we should call his phone and wake you up.
Well, maybe I can just throw something together out of some images I've already got.
I might have an idea what to do.
Yeah?
I might just give me a couple minutes or so. Might be pulling up an old one. Let's see. Just give me a couple minutes. I might mute myself, alright?
Oh, okay. Well, it's up to me and Daniel to talk now.
Could discuss how little I've contributed to this.
Oh, it's okay, Daniel. We forgive you.
Should ask everyone who thinks I should stop doing this.
No, don't be silly.
Uh,
Do you want me to throw a couple hints in there too? Give me a minute.
Do whatever you want.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna mute myself so you guys don't have any idea.
So
I'm just
going to.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find a picture of my own that doesn't actually have the storm name in its title, which is actually proving rather difficult.
So it could be too hard, is it?
Oh, of course it will.
Oh no.
All right, I think we'll use this one. One that's mine. So let me load it up.
I got something in backup, so in case I got something too. So you do yours first, though.
What storm is this?
I can definitely look at the geography and tell what this is off the bat, but I'm not sure of the name. It's definitely a Western Pacific typhoon.
Okay.
Haiyan?
Philippines.
Nope, not Haiyan.
Oh.
Is it Noel? No, it can't be Noel.
If anyone knows at home, then send in your guesses
In the comments section.
in the comments.
Is that Masak? That can't be Masak.
It certainly isn't.
Okay. Do you have a year on that?
Oh no, I couldn't give you a year. Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Daniel, any ideas?
No.
No. That figures. Awkward silence.
Yeah, I'm
No
sorry. I'm
idea.
just trying to
Okay,
do things here.
it's a storm that occurred in the 2010s decade.
I'm gonna
It's
guess.
recent. It's recent.
Daniel, did you have...
Vong Fong.
No, it's not
No.
Wang Fong.
Oh.
Drive.
Someone might get this on the comments. Martinez has got it.
We have a winner.
Yes, Martinez has got it right by saying Typhoon Hagapit
Oh.
in 2014.
I'm just fixing something. Give me a second.
Damn.
Right. Back to my face. Beautiful. Maybe not. Oh, John's actually left us for a moment, so it's me and you, Daniel, for the last few minutes.
And Sleeping Michael as well.
And sleeping Michael. I'm just trying to find possibly another image that we could show everyone.
Hey, do you reckon if we shout loud enough he'll wake up?
I'm not going to be entertaining that one.
No.
Okay, Daniel might like this. What is this?
What is that? That is a hurricane.
Well done.
Which one is it, are you asking?
Yeah, what hurricane?
Wrong button. Sorry about that.
You pressed the wrong button.
I
What are we
don't
looking
know.
at right now, John?
All right. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
Could
Okay.
you give me a year?
For me.
Yeah, go on. Some people might have caught the year at the very start of this, before I zoomed in. So, just to let you know.
Oh, you guys are doing another storm. Oh. I didn't catch year because I accidentally clicked it.
Is it Edwina?
No. Jesper says, is it Sandy? You're in John, be nice. Sort of in the wrong area for it to be Sandy, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know. I was laughing. I couldn't help
But,
myself.
I mean, the image
Emily.
isn't exactly 2012 standards, is it?
It looks like in the 70s or 80s, to be honest.
Emily.
No, it's not Emily. I'll give Daniel a huge clue.
Okay.
I'm listening.
No, I'll do that in a minute, actually. Do that in a
Oh.
minute. I don't know whether it is in the picture, but it went on to become a Category 5 storm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is it?
I think it can't be Agnes, isn't it?
Sorry?
Is it Agnes or no?
No.
Okay, that was a random guess.
Is it Tip?
No, it's not Typhoon Tip.
No. Is it Lisa?
Right, Daniel, I'm going to give you a clue, which is
Okay.
actually a code word.
Yeah.
Your clue is Angela.
Alan.
Correct. Hurricane Alan.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Alright, let me close. Okay, I think mine's not perfect, but I gotta give me a second.
Well,
Here's
Daniel.
what I picked up. This is what I picked up. So let me screen share this. Give me a second. I gotta find the screen share button.
We
Sure.
should dedicate one of our hangout.
All right, here it is.
What the hell is that?
It's an old one.
It's familiar. It's going to be an Atlantic storm,
Yep, you're right.
and I wonder whether it. Would you think I should say it straight away or wait?
Ed.
No, you're no Raniel. Nope.
Oh.
Should I say it straight away or wait?
If you know it, go right ahead.
Well, I don't know if I know it, but
Take a guess.
might it be Betsy?
Nope.
It's going to be a storm from that era.
It originally developed in the 1954 Atlantic hurricane season.
And then I wonder whether it might be Hazel.
Nope, not Hazel.
Marie.
Nope.
What?
It's
54?
1954.
What other storms we had back then?
Sandra.
No.
You're just guessing names.
I feel like I should know this one.
Okay, I'll give a big hint. It shares its name with a storm earlier in the season.
Oh, then it has to be Alice.
Yeah, that was a big hint. I gave it away.
Sorry.
Which Alice, though? Which one, though?
The second one.
December of 1954. You are right.
Oh wow, I didn't actually mean that one.
That was it. That was it. You were right.
Okay, here's another one from me.
Stop stream sharing.
Ow.
Martina's got Alice, by the way. This one might be a little bit off-putting for some people because it's a pretty rare image.
Definitely.
Rare as in not easily viewable.
Bertha.
Daniel's already guessed this in one of his many guesses today.
Oh, god damn it. Wilma. No.
You haven't guessed that one yet.
I know I haven't.
Is it? Did he say Sandra? Who said that? I don't know. I don't know what he said.
Some people might be able to
Emily.
do some deducing on this one. No, not Emily.
Edwina.
No, not Edwin.
That's so funny.
Oh, Daniel.
Wait,
It's a typhoon.
Oh, there we go. That was
Agapit.
completely obvious.
Hayam.
No, not Haiyan.
Is it?
Damn it.
That can't be Tip. That cannot be Tip. Tip's way bigger than that.
Jesper says, is it Typhoon Tip? And he'd be right.
Oh, I was right! I said
God's
Tip.
sake.
Daniel, thank you.
I said Tip, right?
Jeez.
Well, you sort of shied away from saying it.
Yeah, I would have been right if I said it. Darn it!
I don't know if people can read what's on my screen, but at the top it does sort of give it away, saying the date, 1979, and October 12th.
You tricked us.
We tricked you. How did we trick
Yes.
you? I tricked you even.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Drive.
Well.
I might have something else. Let me
Okay,
see.
well, we'll make it the last one because we're at the end of the show here.
Yeah. Copy.
Wait for a moment for Daniel, you don't want to rant about anything else?
No.
You sound tired.
Yeah, I'm in
Right.
bed.
Okay, excellent.
All right, this is here it is on my screen share it right now.
All right.
Here it is.
Oh, that's familiar. But which one is it?
That's a tough question. Thankfully, I already know. Did I hear someone typing?
I just typed 2 letters.
Oh,
It
Is
might be
it-
Daniel's brother in the background typing.
Is it Joyce?
Joyce.
no. You're quite far off.
Oh man.
This is a typhoon. No, it's not a typhoon. I don't know. I can't even see it right.
I'm sure it's one of the. Should I say this?
Yeah, it's from one of my favorite Atlantic hurricane seasons. Well, in terms of statistics.
Well, I'm sure it's one of the Greek letters.
Okay,
Omega.
warmer. No, we didn't have an Omega that year. No.
Alpha.
But which one? Don't go through it.
that's cheap doing it that way.
Epsilon.
Bingo!
I wondered what it might be.
It had annular characteristics, and it strangely did not dissipate in the month of December.
It's crazy. Martinez and Jesper both got that one as well. Very good.
Good.
Spiffing. Well, that's the end of our show. And I suppose in future we'd be interested to hear from you what you'd like to see in our shows. Whether you'd like to see more light and shade and storms mixed in with Gessler Storm or other events, perhaps. We're always open to your suggestions.
Leave them in the comments section.
Daniel,
can I ask
you
something?
sideways.
I've no idea. The camera's glitched up. I have to sort it. It's glitched up. That's right.
You can tell we have a good time here.
Where are you going?
There
Welcome back.
it is.
Hello!
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, if you have any suggestions for us, please send us a message, force-13@hotmail.co.uk. That's my email address, but you can also contact the team on Facebook or Twitter. Search Force13, all in text on there. Or contact me on Skype, add Fool13, all, well, actually, the numeral 13 on there, so Fool13, add that to Skype, and you can join our chat room and indeed join the team if you so wish. It's up to you. We're always looking for fellow storm trackers to join in. Daniel?
Should I speak about the wiki, or is it not worth it?
Well,
Can you read this? I'm just wondering, can you read this?
Not
No.
easily. Oh, I see it. Yeah, Fool13 on Skype.
There you go, if you guys need to see it.
Yeah. You can mention it if you want, Daniel, but, you know.
Yeah, there's a Force 13 wiki, force-13.wikia.com. It's not very active.
Not selling it very well.
No. Welcome to new content if people want to add it.
Yeah.
It's lacking at the moment, so it could do with a bit of.
Is it lacking of pages?
Yeah. And good content.
As I always say,
photos.
I'm not going to be taking any part in that.
Yeah.
That's completely your project.
So write whatever you want about Nathan on his page because he won't be seeing it. I'm joking. Don't, because I'll be checking it.
Okay, well, from myself, Daniel, John, and the half asleep or fully asleep Michael, that's all from us this evening. We'll see you again soon. Have a good night.
See ya!
Bye.
Do your line, Daniel.
Pardon?
You know, the closing line you always do.
Lie under the clothing line.
Oh, God. I'll do it for you. To the
Yeah.
dip.
To the pip.